The international press ran with the claims of flawed elections.
The U.S. government commissioned Gallup polls both before the elections that Aristide's party won in a landslide and after. And those polls confirmed almost to the exact number the official electoral results. Those polls were classified so that not even members of the U.S. Congress were able to look at them. And then the U.S. went out and did a very effective propaganda campaign by continuing to repeat that the elections were problematic. That became part of the catchphrase. Anytime anybody talked about Haiti, they talked about troubled elections.
The Bush administration used this excuse to cut off United States aid to the Haitian government, part of a broader campaign to bankrupt Aristide's administration.
The principal initiative of the destabilization campaign was a development assistance embargo. The embargo was designed to bring the Haitian government and its people to its knees. And it's an embargo because it wasn't just the U.S. government saying, we're not going to give any assistance to Haiti. It was the U.S. government saying the World Bank couldn't, or the Inter-American Development Bank couldn't, and really impermissibly using its power to illegally prevent these organizations from fulfilling their contractual obligations to Haiti.
In 2001, Washington blocked the release of a $145 million loan that Haiti was due to receive from the Inter-American Development Bank. Over the following years, another $470 million would be cut off.
The annual budget of Haiti at the time, the government, was around $300 million, which is a tiny sum. It's a third of the operating budget of a big hospital in the United States, for the entire country. But the effect of these policies of the aid embargo was essentially to cut its spending power in half. That meant that the government was under serious pressure from the beginning, and that they weren't able to follow through on many of the things that they'd been planning to do.
It stopped social programs, and that led to people dying, because in Haiti, where the safety net is so light and so low, it is a life and death issue to have one more government clinic open or one more feeding program, and those were stopped. The sanctions were very well implemented and very effective at bringing the government to its knees and targeting the government's constituency, which was the majority of Haitians who were poor.
It was an adapted strategy of strangling him and keeping him from implementing his political program.
Another very important dimension to the campaign to destabilize this government and to drive Aristide into a corner, which was to reactivate the military option. So Aristide had disbanded the army in 1995, and in doing so had taken a really unprecedented step, had removed the protective mechanism that guaranteed the position of the elite, basically. And that has never happened before in modern Haitian history, and it posed a very serious problem. And the immediate solution was, well, to replace it, basically. And you couldn't do that all at once, of course, but you could activate some former soldiers, some disbanded soldiers who had been trained typically by the Americans or by their allies, and reactivate them as a small paramilitary force, and use them to perform little hit-and-run operations.
Paramilitary groups would kill hundreds in the following years, sporadically attacking police stations, government buildings, and in 2001 even storming the presidential palace to make an attempt on Aristide's life.
Our aim at that time was to give Haiti back his sovereignty. We should be a master of our own destiny. That's what I think that's what we were fighting for, to take back our dignity, to take back our sovereignty, and to work to develop this country.
They do cause a certain amount of mayhem, and they keep people edgy. The government without an army of its own is not well equipped to defend itself against this kind of thing. So even several dozen or 40, 50 guys with good equipment, with the right kind of machine guns, some communications and so on, pose a serious threat.
The paramilitaries base themselves in the Dominican Republic on the border with Haiti?
I have been only for a short while in the DR, and I can tell you, man, it's a very much police state. So, of course, it would have been impossible for Mr. Guy Philippe and his band of mercenaries to organize, train, be armed without the DR authorities knowing about it. And the Dominican Republic Army and Police do the bidding of the U.S. And that's why I say in the first coup, as in the second, the hand of the U.S. can be clearly exposed.
A lot of people have written about the fact that the US gave you diplomatic support.
Let me tell you, United States didn't kill Gaddafi, no? But did they help the rebels to seize power in Libya? Did they help the rebels to seize power or the army to overthrow Morsi? Are they helping the extremists in Syria against the president of Syria? In this sense, if you say yes, I can say yes. Maybe in this sense.
Arguably, the most important part of this whole